There was definitely there's kind of early on, I guess it took me a little while to actually like start competing. Probably about a year. This coach just kind of kept trying to convince me like, hey, you should try competing. And I was like, oh, like, I don't really know. Never really competed at anything. It was kind of seemed a little scary. So I remember when I did sign up for my first competition, and I was, it was a whole new experience because I'd never done this before. And boxing's kind of a funny sport because like you're trying to figure out, well, who's your opponent, right? You don't really know because there's so like a tournament, there's 100 boxers or whatever, and you're kind of like eyeing everybody up, like that girl, is she my size? Is she my size? So it's kind of funny. And then, so I ended up fighting a girl. She had 3 fights already, and this is my first fight. And I remember kind of warming up, and like even when I was hitting pads and stuff, there were some people kind of around watching. And then I went in there, didn't really know the rules other than like hit, don't get hit. And I actually stopped her. So there used to be a point system where if you got like 10 or 15 points more than your opponent, they just stop it to like make sure no one gets hurt. So I stopped her on that rule in the second round, and I wasn't even sure what happened. I was kind of like, came back. There was so much adrenaline. I came back, the coach would take my headgear off. I'm like, what happened? Did I win? Did I lose? I like, but it was really exciting. Like I do remember also before getting into the ring, kind of looking over and seeing other people fight and think, this is crazy. I'm going to be able to go in there and beat someone up, and this is legal. Like, it honestly felt like the coolest thing in the world. So I think that was honestly where I was like, okay. And then I did well. Like I realized that, okay, not only did I enjoy it, but I was good at it. And then that kind of like is what started my career. My second fight, I had a knockout. My third fight,
Wow.
another win. Like my fourth fight, I fought the Canadian champion, which is like
Wow.
unheard of. We actually traveled over to the US to this tournament, and back in the US, they didn't have the rules of like novice and open, which is like under 10 fights and over 10 fights. They just kind of threw it everyone in the same division. So I fought the Canadian champion, which would have been illegal in Canada, and beat her. And it was like, to me, that was like crazy, right? Like
Yeah.
I had no experience compared to this girl. Anyway, so that was just like, I had all these like really cool moments at the beginning of my career that kind of like built that excitement and that like drive, I think.